So if you're a nocturnal animal, this is the place for you. In fact, the tip of the iceberg, right? So we'll obsess over every single detail.
It's beautiful. The same time, it's really heavy as a product.
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to another series. We continue with Ren. Thank you so much for giving us
Yeah, thank you, Amar.
opportunity to meet you and to do this.
Big pleasure.
Really.
Big pleasure. That's what we're here for.
So welcome to Dubai Watch Week.
Thanks.
How's it so far? And is it the first Dubai Watch Week that you're participating in?
Yeah. Yeah, so this year is definitely the first year that we're taking a part in. So far, so good. We're coming into the second day. It's a tiring schedule. I think this is probably the only exhibition in the world that runs until around midnight. So if you're a nocturnal animal, this is the place for you. But the organization has been, I have to say, I don't know about you, how you guys are seeing it as visitors, but has been really impressive on our side. The setup is really beautiful. The brands are great. And we only started working with Ahmed Sadiqi this year, which is why, we were invited to join Dubai Watch Week, which we're thrilled about.
Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
So basically, for someone like us who's discovering Atelier Wen for the first time, how would you describe what the brand stands for?
Yeah. So I'm Wilfred. I'm one of the co-founders of the brand. So, the brand started out with myself and my partner, Robin, 8 years ago, right? So we're both French, but we both have actually a long kind of preceding history with China. Robin is a big collector of vintage Chinese watches. Started doing that when he was 12 years old. I was born in China. I spent a big part of my life there. I speak Chinese. And so both of us kind of seeing the creative universe that was around us in China, craftsmen, designers, artisans, artists, etc. We thought, wouldn't it be interesting to take that creative universe to the world of independent watchmaking? And so that's how Atelier Wen was born.
So was there a moment or a watch that made you say, yes, this is the kind of a brand we want to build?
You mean like one of our watches, like where we thought, okay, this is what Atelier Wen is about, or like another brand?
Inspiration that you thought that, yes, I want that to be in my brand, or I want that to come to my brand.
Okay. So I guess a little bit of both, right? So the first watch that we made, the Porcelain Odyssey, now 7 years ago. If you look at it, there's definitely there was a lot of heart in that. We were just starting out, and we really poured our hearts out, with that series. And so, in a sense, it was like that kind of first embodiment of what our concept could be. But we learned a lot from it, right? We learned a lot about, how to run a brand and how also to make a watch. It's not enough to want to make a watch. You also need to know how to make a watch. You know what I mean? And so with our second series, we brought all those learnings together with that passion. And, that really gave us that first glimpse of what a, really professional, ambitious brand with that concept could be, right? And that's really kind of what propelled the brand to that next stage. As far as sort of like other inspirations go, there are a ton of, brands that inspire us and a ton of products. I think in our kind of like segment, Ming is a very, inspiring brand for us. They started also from, I guess, smaller beginnings. And within about a decade, right, they've come to be a very respected, pretty universally respected brand in the industry. And so, we see that journey and it does inspire us.
So with the design philosophy, your watches have a very distinct aesthetic. How do you shape that design language? It's not something that you see every day.
Yeah.
If I go with this one,
Yeah.
this is basically a tantalum.
Yeah.
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 So, for me, yesterday when I saw this piece, it's beautiful. At the same time, it's really heavy as a product.
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration behind this?
Yeah. So, okay, I guess kind of two things that I would separate. For this piece specifically, tantalum, which is not so much a design choice, more of a material choice. And then there's the aesthetic sort of design, right? So in terms of the aesthetics, the kind of driving force for myself and Robin was always, it's not strange when Chinese people wear Swiss watches. We want to make it also not strange for Swiss people to wear Chinese watches. And insofar that was the objective, I think, to date, we've actually been relatively successful because we do have quite a few customers, in Switzerland, right? And so, we wanted to speak to to sort of traditional aesthetics and to sort of codes of design, but with while being a global, also like an internationally looking brand, right? A brand that could have global appeal. And so you'll see some elements of our brand identity in smaller parts, more subtle parts of the design, be it like the structure of the dial here, which draws inspiration from the way that in architecture, buildings used to be built by imbrication. And so here the entire dial is also built by imbrication. You'll see it here on the design of the minute track and here on the design of the minute track, which is quite sort of a bit of a signature of the brand. There's design with this pattern that is recognizably kind of Chinese, but yet subtle. So you'll see it through all these kind of like smaller elements or foundational elements of our design philosophy. Now, in terms of the material here, tantalum, 3-4 years ago when we launched the Perception, we decided, okay, that's a great new chapter in the brand, but next we want a challenge. We want to do something that's never been done before. And, people think that this just came out, but this is in fact, the tip of the iceberg, right? This is actually the culmination of 4 years of work trying to make this watch. And that's the challenge that we gave ourselves 4 years ago. Tantalum is an extremely difficult to machine. We're the first brand ever to do a permanent collection entirely in that material. And so, that in and of itself, we thought was a challenge, very sort of worthwhile to pursue.
So in terms of the craftsmanship, collectors do really appreciate the attention in details on your watches, on all of them, especially the finishing on the dials. What part of the watchmaking process excites you the most?
It's a tough question because as you just said, it's attention to detail, right? So you really cannot afford to neglect anything just because you don't kind of like to work on it. So we'll obsess over every single detail of the finishing, over or how do these lines look like? Are they perfectly parallel? Are we happy with the depth of the brush, with the intensity of it, etc.? So I don't know that we like to make really amazing products that we can be proud of, that we can defend. If people come and say, oh, why is this that way? Like, we have a reason behind every single design decision. So I suppose we like to make great products. We don't necessarily like the painstaking process, of figuring out every little nitty gritty detail, but that's what it takes to make a great watch.
So for the watch community, Atelier Wen has a proper community of the collectors as well, who are very passionate about Atelier Wen itself. So does it really matter for you to get that particular feedback from your, I wouldn't say clients, from the collectors, and then apply those on when you're going to sit down on planning a new design or whatsoever?
Yeah, it's super important. So we're very close with our customers, and people who are in our community will be able to tell you that any one of them can get in touch with us personally, via phone or on WhatsApp, pretty much at any time, and they do. So part of that, for those of you who are out there and who are keen collectors and who want to join a great community, we run actually a community on WhatsApp with over 2,000 collectors from around the world, where they have direct access to us, where they can talk, to each other, where we announce the novelties, we give early access to limited editions, that sort of stuff.
I won't take much of your time.
Yeah, that's all right.
So you've gained a strong following across different continents, across different markets. What surprises you the most when you meet collectors from around the world?
How similar they are, maybe. Ultimately everybody shares in this passion of watchmaking, right? So we do events all around the world. Dubai this time. I personally am based in Singapore. Robin, my co-founder, he's based in Paris, right? So our team kind of spans continents and multiple countries. We do events in the US, in Europe, all around Asia. But at the end of the day, everybody, when it comes to watches, it's pretty similar. They love to obsess about kind of the same details. We love to get nerdy about the crafts, about the stories behind the design. And so, I guess what surprises me the most is, how similar people are.
So we spoke about almost everything. What we really would want to know is there any upcoming projects that's coming in?
Yeah, of course. So, as I mentioned, it was 3 years of work to develop this session. Then it was 3 years of work, 3 to 4 years to develop the Inflection and the Ancestra, right? And so in the beginning, we developed things kind of like sequentially. So it was like 3 years plus 3 years, etc. But then we realized that that was no way to do things. And so over the past 3-4 years, we've been developing multiple projects at the same time. And finally, we do expect to see them kind of cascade in. They started to do so, but cascade in every year kind of from here. So I can't give too many details. We will have more projects that are sort of like in the accessible part of this of our spectrum, right? In the couple thousands of dollars. We'll also have some projects that are sort of like in the new part of the spectrum that we just opened up with the Inflection, with very ambitious projects in kind of small quantities, very artisanal projects, and kind of like flagship. So I can't give too much away, but look out for novelties in 2026 because there'll definitely be a few of those.
I'll be looking forward. Anything you would want to say to the new collectors or to the collectors in Southeast Asia, specifically to the collectors in Bangladesh? That why would someone want to look into the brand like Atelier Wen to discover the brand?
Yeah. No, I guess what I'd say is that the world of watchmaking is amazing. It is extremely varied, and that variety is its beauty. And Atelier Wen is just kind of like one of those, those different takes on the watch industry that you may like, you may not like, but that contributes to that variety that makes the beauty of our industry, right? We had a kind of vision with Robin. We had something that we wanted to see in the industry. We brought it together. We are bringing kind of like 5,000 years of history of crafts and of design and culture to the world of independent watchmaking. If that's a take that you like on independent horology, then you might just like it to do one.
So much.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Appreciate your time.
Cheers. Yeah, thanks for your time. Cheers. Thank you.